So for the recording, let me reiterate here. My name is Julie Swartz. I'm the CEO of EPA, and we're going to be going through some of the slides that we are that were presented in San Francisco about this ambassador conference, about the ambassador program. Thanks to the marketing committee, those in the marketing committee that helped create, and you'll see the marketing deck and video coming up here. So let's get started. All right, so in case you haven't noticed, here's the challenge. EAPs are getting older. Yeah, I think there was a wave at one time, came from the social worker or the counseling side, and there was a big wave that came into the profession, and you guys are the backbone of the profession. But the reality is eventually you will retire. So recognizing this, EPA wanted to do something that could really help find the next generation and introduce them to EAP as a profession. So the committee debated what can we do, and they developed the ambassador program to meet this. Now we will need a number of volunteers, so you'll be learning what that is. And then we will help connect you to that next generation of members. So here's the plan. We want to present EAP work to every possible institution of higher education in the United States. Maybe we'll even do it internationally, but we'll start with the US. And we need you and your passion and your stories to make this move forward. So as I said, we need volunteers. There is standardized marketing materials, which we will show you. We're doing an online training for those folks who are planning to go out into the higher education community. We're going to be providing incentives for students to become EAP members. We're also going to be providing mentors for students. So we also are looking for volunteers to become mentors. And then we will need ongoing regular input from volunteers presenting in the institutions to tell us what we're doing right, what problems you encountered, how we can fine tune. This is our first draft of this. We expect some bumps along the way, but we can't do it without you. And we'll fine tune it. So here's the plan. We want you to present EAP work in every possible higher education institution in the US and then some. We want you to bring your passion, as I kind of just said that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you now the marketing materials that we're gonna be distributing to our ambassadors. So this is called Transforming Workplaces, Changing Lives, the Employee Assistance Professional. And you will talk through if you're an ambassador, you will talk through these slides and answer questions as you go along. And the presentation talks about what is an EAP, is EAP right for you, why choose EPA, and how to get started. So we talk about what is an EAP, and you can share your journey of how you became an EAP and why you just think this was your calling and your place in the professional world. And you can go through what these areas are and how that relates to you in your work. And then this is the video. I'm hoping you can hear it. So fingers crossed, it worked. It has worked before, so fingers crossed it'll work today here.
As you start your journey in social work or psychology, you're already preparing to make a difference in people's lives. The world of social work and psychology is growing, but so is the competition. You're not alone in pursuing this impactful career. But how do you stand out in a crowded job market? In today's fast-paced work environment, employees are facing unprecedented levels of stress. Companies need professionals who can help their teams manage mental health and well-being effectively. This is where the CEAP credential comes in. This certification, awarded by the International Employee Assistance Professional Association, prepares you to provide vital support in employee assistance programs, EAPs, helping people manage stress, burnout, and workplace challenges. With a CEAP credential, or CEAP, you'll develop specialized skills in mental health support and be prepared to work in organizations, corporations, and even as a consultant, helping employees thrive in their careers.
The CEAP certification gave me the edge I needed to land my first job as an employee assistance professional. It made all the difference.
Having the CEAP on my resume made me stand out to employers who value mental health expertise in the workplace.
With a CEAP credential, you demonstrate your commitment to improving workplace well-being. It not only gives you credibility, but also puts you ahead of the competition, because employers are actively seeking qualified professionals to support their teams. Getting your CEAP is easier than you think. With flexible online courses and practical experience, you can earn your certification and begin your journey to a rewarding career in employee assistance programs. And the best part? EAPA is an international organization, and the CEAP credential is recognized globally. Whether you're in North America, Europe, Asia, or beyond, the Certified Employee Assistance Certification, CEAP, gives you the tools to work in various sectors worldwide. Get your CEAP certification today and give yourself the edge you need to succeed in the world of social work and psychology. Your future starts here. EAPA welcomes visitors. Check out our membership advantages, listen to one of our weekly lectures, or visit one of our many chapters and find out why this ever-growing international association can help you excel throughout your career. For further information about the advantages of the Certified Employee Assistance Certification, CEAP, please visit www.com.
All right. So that's the video. Okay, you can talk about what it is to become a CEAP. If you look on our website, there are 4 pathways currently to be qualified to register for the CEAP program. Once you are registered, then you have 90 days to go through the 5 online modules. What's nice about it is you can do it at midnight in your jammies, if that makes you happy. You can do it the schedule that fits you. Unlike days gone by where we all used to go to a testing center, and the person next to you might be, taking their MCATs or their SATs. It's nice that you can just do this at the luxury of your home or your office. So we want to encourage folks to consider that. And then once they pass those 5 modules, unless there might be post module work to become a CEAP intern, or if they have more experience or education, then they will be deemed a CEAP and receive their certification. So then we go on to the training about talking about who EAPA is, and you can talk about your relationship and how long you've been with EAPA and what the organization has done for you. And they can read this and learn more about EAPA. And these are some of the benefits of becoming a member of EAPA. We now are offering regular new member orientations. Yeah, actually, if you haven't gone to one or you're relatively new to EAPA, you might want to come in. They're totally free. We offer them noon and in the evening. They are done like quarterly, I want to say. Debbie Morey is in charge of those. And they're nice to learn about all the benefits you have. A lot of folks don't even realize all the things that we have available for them. So things that you can talk with potential EAPA members, grad students about. And then we will give you the answers, if you don't already know this, about frequently asked questions. How long does it take to become a CEAP? That really depends on where you are in your education and professional practice. And what are the prerequisites? We will go through that online. Where is EAPA headquartered, and is EAPA international? So the answer to that is we are headquartered currently in Arlington, Virginia, and but we are international. Japan actually offers the CEAP, and we are hoping to bring the CEAP onto South Africa in the coming year. And we have chapters now in Korea, throughout the globe, Taiwan, UK. So even if you travel, you get to you can connect with EPA. The average starting salary, and we all know there is a long range, and there's a big question, and we're gonna have to be careful about answering that. And there is a big range depending on education, experience, and what niche of the market you're in. But it can range from, I want to say 60,000 all the way up into the low 100s, and there's a big range in there. So it's a potential for a reasonable career, and there are those who run their own business and they can make more. You know, as Boyce Goggins tells me, if you want to work, there's plenty of work out there. What other jobs can an EAP can I do as an EAP that will bring additional revenue? So I think the gist of that is that if you are a qualified SEEP and in good standing, then you can sit for the SAP course. And if you pass the SAP exam, you can do additional work as an SAP, helping the Department of Transportation individuals get back into their jobs. There is some specifics that you need to go learn in the course about liability and your responsibilities of that. But as a SEEP, you can participate in that. And depending on where you are in the country, I've heard everything from $500 to $1,500 a person. So little extra revenue. Dan Boyce used to tell me that that's what he was going. He doesn't do. He's a qualified SAP, but he doesn't practice it right now. But in the future, when he retires, that's what he's going to do in his retirement. Great extra revenue. And then, how do I grow my EAP network? So especially if you are run your own business, there's a lot of opportunities to excel, and EPA is there to help that with networking opportunities, both in the conference. Wednesday Wellness is a great opportunity, and we have even a few more. So kind of the gist of that. So taking the next steps for these folks, helping them to understand that we offer twice a year a fundamentals course, which would be very helpful for them to learn the basics, the core technologies, and understanding some of the questions that would be on the SEEP exam. That they have a student discount. There's a regular student rate on our website. But if they go through this program, the ambassador program with you, and they scan that QR code down there on the lower right side, let me see if I can make my mouse dance on it. There you go. They can get a EPA membership for a year for only $10. So it's almost free. I don't know. We had to put something in there because we couldn't make it free. And besides, we find that when things are free, people don't value them. But there's lots of opportunity to learn about the research is being done. We can help them with possibly connect with internships. We'd love to see more information about internships come our way if you knew of any. We also want to connect them with their local chapter and a mentor possibly in their local chapter. And we want to help them build and grow their network. So whether they're a social worker or a counselor, maybe they find their niche as you have in the EAP world. And then in conclusion of this training, the ambassadors will also have a QR code that you can scan, and within 5 minutes, just fill out, I met 20 students in social work at Auburn University, and it was a positive experience. Know that parking, comments, parking is hard to find. Make sure you arrange that in advance, those kinds of things. So are you willing to step up and be a volunteer for your state? Now, I know some states are going to be easier to fill than others. My email is in the chat box. If you're interested in becoming a volunteer for your state, and we ask that you go out to a higher ed once every 1 to 2 months. So 6 to 12 times a year, we're going to ask you to go out, make an appointment, set up a time to work with a class, a club, a gathering that maybe the School of Social Work or might be doing, and or maybe a career center person might be doing, and work with them to arrange getting you into the groups that will be appropriate for becoming EAPs. Oh, and that is the end of the ambassador information. So, Shay and I are both on the marketing committee. We are both here. If there's any questions, as I said, we will do our first training November 17th. And Shay, do you want to can you put in chat the link if they want to register? We will be putting that out on an e-blast also in the weekly roundup tomorrow. So you can register for if you want to come at noon or at 5 on November 17th. And if you miss that, we will be setting up some more right at the beginning of the year. I know towards the end of the year, everyone gets crazy busy with the holidays. So we want to respect your personal time. But we want to gather 100 volunteers to be across the U.S. to roll this out. It won't be a long training, probably 30 to 60 minutes in getting you squared away. And then we will send you that deck of marketing materials and off you go. And if you have any questions, yes, I can send out the recording to everyone in this. We can do that. And if you know anyone who missed this presentation and wants to consider becoming an ambassador, please let us know. Also, if you want to be an ambassador but feel like you can't get to universities, we're also looking for mentors. Will you be a mentor for those folks who do come into IPA? You know, a graduate student comes into IPA, we'd like to pair them up with somebody so that they have a safe place to ask advice, to, you know, connect with them once every 30 to 60 days. You know, I call it like the online cup of coffee. Can you find out how they're doing, what they're doing? Have they been attending Free Fridays? Especially with Free Fridays starting up in January, would love to have grad students coming to that. We're about to announce those probably within the next week. And we think that it's a great idea, even if we don't get to every university out there. If we can reach a number of them, we can put EAP in the conversation, because it really isn't. I was just talking with someone yesterday who was like, professors just don't even know EAP is an option. We need to put that in their vocabulary and let them know that there's a great profession out here and you guys represent the best and brightest of it. So with that, if there's any other questions out there, Shay put in the chat box a link. So if you want to connect to that link, you can register. And I'll share that once it comes up here. Oh, you have to be logged in to do it. So you have to log into your IPA account, and then you can register for that training coming up. All right, with that, I will not take up any more of your time, but wish you a great rest of your day and week. And hope I will see some of you on November, or if not, maybe in a January training. Thank you so much for attending. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.